I'm experiencing Assam Laksa from a fantastic restaurant that uses a traditional recipe. It is nourishing, it is delicious. That experience inspired my purple sweet potato laksa dish that I'm going to show you how to make right after this. I've been a doctor for over 15 years, and patients always ask me for healthier versions of recipes that they love. And I treated patients from across the world, so I decided to come to the culinary capital of Malaysia, here, Penang, a melting pot of different cuisines and cultures from Indian, Sri Lankan, Chinese, and of course, non-Yuen cooking. We're gonna try some of the most authentic dishes from the best vendors and then create inspired dishes right here in our studio kitchen with a healthier twist. Welcome to Healthy Travels with me, Dr. Rupy, in Penang. So we did a little bit of research before we came out here, and we found a guy called Mr. Clement, who apparently is a top Penang food guide. So we're going to go see him in this random mall right now. Mr. Clement.
Oh, hi.
It's lovely to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thanks,
Yes,
appreciate
all the way
it.
from UK.
All the way from the UK, yeah.
We have a lot of good food too.
I know, that's why we're here.
But you have to teach us how to make it more healthier.
Healthy, exactly, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm here to do.
Yes. In talk of Penang, in Southeast Asia, it's well known as the food capital because we have so much of the mixture of community. And Penang set up actually by the British. It's the first British colony in Southeast Asia, and after that many immigrants came. Not only they brought their food culture, and some the food getting like mixed, and from here we also produce some of the very good what we call the Peranakan food. Peranakan, yeah. There's a word to describe the mix within the Chinese and the Malays, and they create a new style of food. I have a map.
Okay.
We are very proud to share with people.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, it's very colorful.
Colorful, yeah, absolutely.
Some prepared in a very healthy way.
Yeah, because some of it looks quite healthy already.
Of course, some not. So maybe you teach us how to make it healthier.
Yeah. Let's talk about Penang Assam Laksa.
Oh, Penang Assam Laksa. At one time, it was even voted as the 7th most delicious food in the world. And this is one of the healthiest food you can find in this region. Fish broth cooked in tamarind for hours. So it's very rich in this sourish fish soup, but it's not fishy at all because the tamarind kills off that kind of fishy smell.
I'm definitely going to have to recreate a version of this.
Very unique to Penang.
I can tell you must be very proud of this dish.
My favorite too.
Can I try the laksa?
Laksa,
Yeah, I'll do one laksa.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Our popular drinks is Amla small line. Amla is a kind of fruit, green color.
Okay, cool, yeah, I'll try one of those. Oh wow, you're gonna try that. Oh wow, thank you. I mean, it looks incredible. Wow, I've never had laksa like this before. This is like nothing I've ever tried before. It's got a cleaner texture to it. Got big chunks of crab, it's sour, and it's got these like rice gloopy noodles at the bottom. This whole dish comes together beautifully, and it's actually, you know what? It's already pretty healthy. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best things that I've tried. Can you talk me through like how you make the laksa?
It's come from fish broth.
Fish broth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Including some special ingredients like lemongrass, onions, pineapple.
And you add crab meat on top?
Yes. Different restaurants have this
Different versions?
taste.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, mine is come from my grandmother.
Is that
it's
your
my grandmother?
Okay,
That's my
right.
grandmother.
Yeah.
We need to make sure the soup is hot.
Right.
This is our traditional way to going down.
So it's to steam the vegetables?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very traditional way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you finish off with the onions and thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. This is bloody amazing. Mangosteen. It's like a citrus mango. It's really weird. It's like if a lychee, a mango, and a lemon all came together. This is phenomenal. My word. Really good. Very good. I had the most delicious Assam Laksa in Penang. I'm trying to recreate it. The actual word laksa generally refers to noodles in a curry or broth, and actually it has its roots in Sanskrit. Many people believe that the origins of the word lakhshah originate in Sanskrit, meaning 100,000, which refers to the noodle cake when it's dried. And the origins of the dish laksa are thought to have been around the coastal areas of Malaysia, where the local fishermen use different ingredients and just pull something together. And now it's become the Assam Laksa that we love today. This kind of laksa is different to the typical laksas that we get in the UK and perhaps in the US as well. It's got a clearer broth, a much sort of stronger fish taste that I personally love, and you mellow that with some fruit, which I've never seen on a laksa before. Honestly, it's generally a pretty healthy dish, so I'm not really going to mess around with it too much, making my doctor's kitchen laksa or lakhshah. I've already cooked the prawns. Instead of throwing away the shells, clean them and make fish stock from them. They're amazing sources of nutrition. You get loads of flavor. I missed the bin. This is going to go into the water that I've already cooked the prawns in. I put the prawns in the fridge. Those shells have immediately gone pink. In the typical dish, what they do is they'll cook the bones, they'll whack it into like a blender, and then they'll mince it. So you're getting all the nutrition from the bones, from the shells, which makes it so nutritious and flavorful as well. In a typical laksa, they use something called laksa leaves. Daum kesum, also known as Vietnamese coriander or laksa leaf. These leaves are going to go in there. We're going to bash some lemongrass. And we're just going to use the base, but because I'm not going to waste these are also going to go in. I just don't want the stalkiness. So these are just going to go in broken. So it's easier for me to fish out. I've got some end cuts of spring onion. I didn't really have any other use for them in any of the recipes, so I'm going to add them to the broth. I've got some young ginger. They would tend to use galangal. So just bashing them out. I'm using it rough because I need to fish out these ingredients. Excuse the pun. Need to fish out these ingredients afterwards. Do you like that one? Yeah. Yes, Rupy, that was good. I'm gonna just bash some garlic. This goes in. I've just got some mushrooms that I didn't really have any other use for, so they're gonna go in and flavor the base of that sauce. Tamarind. Now this tamarind is really important. This is super sour. It's like, woo! This is proper good stuff. In supermarkets in the UK, you can get tamarind paste. It's actually quite sweet. They add a lot of sugar to it. You want to be in control of the sugar that you add to your food. So you want to just get the whole ingredient. There's no need for any salt or sugar or any preservative to be added to this. In the original recipe, a very important part of it is shrimp paste. But I've been told by my video crew here that I'm not allowed to use shrimp paste because it just tastes too strong. So I'm not going to use the shrimp paste for this. I am going to use a little bit of chili paste, but if you are trying to be true to the original recipe, then use shrimp paste. I don't think it actually needs it because those prawn shells impart enough of that fish essence that I personally love. So I'm just going to go in with some chili oil. That is nutrition in a saucepan right there. I haven't added any salt to that, so we're going to use soy to flavor. This will need to stew and break down for, I would say, at least 45 minutes. Lower, slower boil if you really want to get as much flavor from this laksa. So I've got myself a Penang white coffee. This stuff is pretty addictive. I'm not an instant coffee kind of guy, but this Penang white coffee is pretty stunning. You can have it over ice, you can have it. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I should be. And I've been drinking probably too many. This has been cooking for about 45 minutes or so. You can smell the flavor. It is incredible on its own. Like if you just wanted a nourishing broth, whack those ingredients in, that's all you need. This is the only sieve I've got. I wouldn't use plastic, but this is what I'm working with, okay guys? So I'm just gonna pop this into the bowl and try and catch any shells. Goes in. So this goes back on. This is our lakhsah broth. Whilst that was cooking, I made these sweet potato noodles. These are something that you can find in Malaysia. They're made in Malaysia. Look at that. This is gonna make the dish look so pretty. I've just boiled them, put a little bit of sesame oil just to make sure that they're not claggy. The essential part of the Assam Laksa is this technique that we saw in the street food market, in the restaurant. And what they do is they put the greens at the base of the bowl. I've got a selection of different greens here. I've got some kailan, some red spinach, regular spinach. At home, you could use watercress, torn up chard. You wanna make sure you're not using the stems in this recipe. Keep the stems, but I'm not gonna use the stems in this recipe. Put it all at the base here. We're gonna do what they did, which is essentially pour it in. So we wilt the greens, mash it up a bit, then pour any excess water back in. And so this method is actually adding more flavor to the original broth. If you imagine a big vat of this and you're constantly doing this, wilting again and again and again, you're getting more flavor in this. This is simmering away, it's concentrating the flavor, and you're not watering down the broth that ends up in your bowl. So it's a really interesting technique that I loved watching. I'm gonna do this one more time, and this goes back in, and these are nicely wilted, and the flavor has permeated these greens right here. I'm gonna add some different elements to my lakhsah bowl. These are fried bean curd. I'd use marinated. You could use leftover bits of proteins, whatever you have. In some recipes, I've seen them use tinned sardines that they mash and they put into the broth. Cooked prawns from the fridge. Just as a reminder, we cooked prawns in this water, so that's what was there before. I'm gonna chop these ones up and then garnish with a few. This is gonna go on the base here. I'm gonna go in with some of our sweet potato noodles. You know this is gonna be good. You know it. I'm gonna pour delicious concentrated broth over our ingredients here. We've done all the hard work. That broth has got all the nutrition, the benefits of those shells, the benefits of all those different flavors. It's just all about decoration now, guys.
Just a quick one, if you're enjoying these recipes from Healthy Travels with Dr. Rupy, then check out the link down below in the captions where I give you all recipes from this series and an easy downloadable PDF. Just click the link down below, follow the instructions, and we'll send the recipes to you. Back to the show.
Now, if you don't like red onion, or you have a little bit of esophageal issues, or you had gastritis, then I wouldn't recommend doing fresh onion at all. You always want to cook it down because sometimes those chemicals can irritate the gut lining, but they use in their traditional recipe fresh red onion just sliced on the side. I'm gonna add this here. I'm gonna add a little bit of chili. They use pineapple, which I think is probably better than what I've opted to go for, but I didn't want to waste a whole pineapple that I knew I wasn't going to eat, so I've opted for papaya. But you could use mango. I think it would require something with a bit of acidity to it, and this is probably a little bit on the sweeter side. Not forgetting the bean sprouts. These will go on the side here. They used a sweet prawn paste, which is actually quite popular here in Penang, but I'm gonna just use a very simple chili oil and serve it in the same way that they did, just on the side. So you can choose how much heat, how much sweet, how much sugar you want. We've got Vietnamese basil, just smacking the leaves, so when you get close to it, you get your full nose in it, you get that beautiful aromatic flavor. I've got some mint. I really feel like my inspiration meter is just off the chain right now, being here in Penang, experiencing the culture, the welcoming nature of the people, the melting pot of different cuisines, and everyone's like all different backgrounds. This is definitely one of the prettiest dishes. Just to finish with a final flourish of that citrus flavor, and I add some of this lime. If this was put in front of you, I'm telling you, it would just put a smile on your face. I guarantee you. If someone came along in a restaurant, at home, and they gave you this bowl of love, this bowl of colorful food, this is a proper rainbow, and it reflects the nutritional value, the flavor, the comforting nature of it. Like this, for me, just puts a smile on my face. Please do make this. It will put a smile on yours as well. This is my version of an Assam Laksa that I'm going to call the Doctor's Kitchen Purple Potato Laksa. Oh my word. This inspired dish from the Assam Laksa is a lot less pungent than that version that I tried in the restaurant. That version was definitely more traditional. It has most likely mashed sardines in, it's got mackerel in, it's got a lot more heavy fishy flavor. This is a lot more light, it's a lot more fragrant, and I've put loads of different herbs in this one as well. The papaya, I take it back, I actually think that works really well. I'm gonna try it. This is gonna completely change the dish now when I add a little bit of that chili sauce. Instantly different. That lime at the end as well, just giving that tang, that zestiness. And I'm just thinking about the nutrition of this. You know, you've got more fiber in the noodles, you've got the bean curd in here, you've got those delicious green vegetables, those bean sprouts, everything is just bursting with nutrition. Vitamin C, vitamin A. This is a healthy, delicious dish, and it is really achievable. I knocked this up in 45, 60 minutes. You could do exactly the same back home. You've got to try this. If you love that recipe, you'll absolutely love me in a cooking school learning how to make banana leaf curry. You can check it out right here.